Hey guys, Logan here. So today we're gonna talk about Battlefield 6 Portal, and I got a lot of information that you really want to hear. So first, thank you to EA for sponsoring this video. Okay, so recently I got invited to a first look of Battlefield 6 Portal, and I got a lot of information that the players are gonna love here. Topics like how Portal has changed since the first introduced in Battlefield 2042, and how Portal will continue to evolve after Battlefield 6 launch. And we're gonna talk about server browser and much more. So no point wasting time, let's dive right in. Let's start with the Portal website. Much like the first version of Portal in BF 2042, you are going to use a browser on your PC, tablet or phone to set up your Portal experience in Battlefield 6. And the menus look similar like you see here on screen, but even more options to change and tweak your experience to your liking and get the experience you really want. The rules editor is still in there for players to use and help tweak their own server in a deeper way, but this time around the options for setting up your own server does not end here. This time Portal will allow players to edit maps in an extreme way compared to before using spatial editing. We saw a glimpse of this in a trailer a while ago, and as you can see in the video here, there's a lot of stuff going on. So at launch, players will be able to use the Godot open source development tool to edit and change existing Battlefield maps. You will be able to transform, rotate and change scale of objects on the map you choose to change. And not only that, you can move sectors, HQ, combat zones, so we got a lot of free hands for the players here. This new way of editing maps will open up a whole new world of experiences and map changes. At launch, Portal will feature created experiences for you to try out. As you can see on screen here, this one is called Parkour Extraction, where you do exactly that. You parkour over the rooftops to reach that extraction while you try to survive. Looks really cool. Another one here, very crazy looking, is called Top of the World, and here's where players compete against other smaller teams to reach the top of an extremely edited structure. This one is really cool. And here's another one that looks really cool. It's called Vehicle Race, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You race through a map, through checkpoints against other players, and from what I can tell, you can shoot down the other players. But if not, it's a good way to practice your skills in a jet. Next mode here is called Bomb Defusal, and this mode you play against another team. You either play attacker and you want to plant the bomb to make it go boom or kill the other team, or you play defending team to try to stop the bomb from being planted and kill the other team. This mode might remind you of Counter-Strike because it's essentially the same rules, plant the bomb, defuse the bomb, kill the other team. And the map that you can see in the video here might look familiar as well, so let me know in the comments if you see what map this is. And this last mode that I'm able to show you here is called Holdout, and this is sort of a horde mode where you defend yourself by killing waves of enemies. And it looks really cool, and I like when they're adding stuff like this, mixing it up. Like, you don't always want to play that all-out warfare, just play something else. So I like when they're adding stuff like this. These are just some of the experiences that will come in Battlefield 6 Portal, and imagine all the cool stuff that we as a community can create in there. Another new addition to Battlefield 6 Portal is AI scripting, and this feature will allow for very special modes to be created. Get to modify the AI behavior to set up some really cool experiences with modes, like hordes, where you get to survive waves of enemies, like in the example you saw earlier in the video. And I have to be honest and say that when I heard AI scripting, my thoughts went back to, nostalgic when very old versions of Counter-Strike, where we had to set up where the bots were able to run and stuff like that. Good times. Now, maybe you are like me and get all this information and you get the feeling that the new Portal is very much to take in, but don't worry, even though there is going to be a learning curve to use the full power of Portal, there is also a lot of tutorials to help you manage all the tools and master the world of Battlefield Portal. Say that you found a map that you really want to change or build upon. If you download that SDK for that map on the Portal website, you will get a lot of experience examples and templates to get you started, so don't be afraid to try it out. Okay, let's talk about search and server browser. In Battlefield 6, we are going to have the option to search for servers via search experience. And here you search for a server using tagged keywords, an easy way to find what you want to play. And if there's keywords that are more searched for, these will help some experiences to become more popular, and those might end up as official servers on the main menu, so just click and play. And there is also a server browser in Battlefield 6 Portal. You will find all the active servers listed right there, and it will feature all the filters and regular things we are used to. It's going to be easy to join servers or even host others created experiences just by checking out the list of servers. So, can anyone host a server? Can anyone just get the server going and play? Yes, all that's by Battlefield 6 will be able to host and have one persistent server up and running that will show in the server browser. So no rental program or premium stuff right there. So if you host a persistent server in Battlefield 6 Portal, that means that the server will stay up in the server browser for players to meet up and join to play and have fun. And this is going to be much easier to do this time around compared to 2042, where they kind of, hid that feature. And of course, I and my core community will have active servers in there and players can join and have fun. Okay, let's talk progression, and this is a big topic for many players in the community. When it comes to progression, players will earn XP wherever they choose to play, even in the player-created experiences. Like the one I talked about before, Top of the World, where players compete in a whole other way than regular Conquest. Even in that mode, you get progression and XP, but in another way. And verified Portal experiences will give the same amount of progression as any Battlefield 6 official experience. And Battlefield 6 launch is just the beginning of Portal. Portal will expand over time through feedback from the community, and the Portal builder will be improved after launch, even with more options for you to use when building your experience. I really have some high hopes for Portal in Battlefield 6, and I can't wait to play the game with all of you. Before I go, I just want to mention that I got my very own EA creator code going on, so if you use that code in the EA app when purchasing EA products, you will support me as a creator. It will not cost you anything additional, so just use the code and you will support me as a creator. Thank you for the support. So, okay, there we go. Battlefield 6 Portal coming at launch on October 10. Tell me what you think about it. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you have any questions, let me know down there. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for everything new to Battlefield. Hit that like, I really much appreciate that. Now share this video with a friend and I hope to see you in my next one. This is Logan, signing out.